Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Y'all, it's Friday night. It is Friday night and everybody active, but I got a story time. I got a story time, y'all. Check in on the story, okay? um, it's a really good story as well. It's a dope story. Um, it is a grand perspective that I would love to share with everyone. It's going in the deeper depths of the story of the rabbit of the Gots the Gun, right? Which happens to be a true short story. I don't think a lot of people knew that, the rabbit having the gun actually was a story. It's something that I came to realization myself as a recent. And it was very profound. Um, the meaning is already profound in itself, right? But the actual story is, yeah, I mean, it's really dope. I think I want to read it to y'all real quick. Let me read it real quick. Um, let me see. In the small dusty town of Haven, everyone knew the name of the old hunter. Okay, y'all, let me know if I tap out of the screen or whatever, and you can't hear me. Just type it in the chat. Silas Blackwood. He was known for his quiet demeanor, his uncanny ability to track any animal, and his seemingly endless supply of hunting rifles. Silas was the epitome of the hunter, quote unquote, always the one with the upper hand. However, one day a young orphan boy named Timmy, known for his quick wit and even quicker feet, found a hidden stash of hunting rifles in the abandoned Blackwood barn. Timmy, who had always been the target of Silas' bullying, picked up a rifle, and suddenly the tables turned. Timmy, now armed and no longer a meek child, stood up to Silas. He didn't use the gun to harm Silas, but instead he used it as a symbol of his newfound power. He demanded that Silas stop his bullying and leave Oakhaven, and for the first time in his life, Silas listened. The town of Oakhaven was no longer a place where the hunter always had the upper hand. Timmy the rabbit had the gun, and the dynamic shifted, demonstrating the idea that ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Pearly, thank you for coming through, Queen. They even had a meaning about the rabbit and the gun. And it stated that the rabbit symbolizes the vulnerable, powerless, or marginalized person. And the gun represents the power, authority, or the ability to control a situation. Right? Thank you, Queen Rolanda, for coming through. Peace and blessings to you. I know it's a little late, but I wanted to come and chatter tonight. I really appreciate you guys coming through and supporting me. It really means a lot. It's a story behind this saying, okay? It's a powerful story when you actually think into it. And I have a perspective that I want to play into this story to give everyone a deeper, a deeper thought process of this story. We're going to expand it a little bit, give it a greater idea. Okay. Um, and this story resonates with me so dearly because, it's all about, you know, people actually being genuine, being, true to self, or, not necessarily out to do anything, just being themselves. And it's a lot of predators out here in this world, whether it be big or small, that have a tendency to find ways to lure them or manipulate or, you know, trap them into situations, you know. Um, and then the fact that the rabbit becomes so powerful because they're placed in an opposition, unbeknownst to them, right? And they still come out shockingly on top. In most of the cases, it's because the hunter has underestimated its prey. Okay, so let's think about this. The rabbit is in its own natural environment and it's looking to cause harm to nothing. For one, the rabbit is not even a hunter. Most of its food, it's vegetables. It grows from out of the ground. So it doesn't look to prey upon anything. It's not even in its nature. That's what makes the rabbit so pure. That's what makes the rabbit so innocent. I mean, in a lot of cases, the rabbit in this story is harmless. Yes, Pearly Queen. I mean, I like rabbits, because well, I don't get to them if they get too big. I don't like any animals or anything that gets to a certain size. Then I'm like, well, you big. You going let me pet the babies. But the rabbit is in its natural environment. It's in its natural state, you know? And then you have the hunter. The hunter plans to seek, plans to be the predator, to prey upon. The hunter packs all of its devices, booby traps, weaponry, and even associate itself in groupings of people to personally come out of its own environment in search of the rabbit's environment in order to prey upon it. Now, this is a purpose. So there's no confusion when it's stated that the rabbit was unaware and had no ill intent whatsoever. And the rabbit was having a great time in its own space around its own people. And one thing hunters do, they have a lot of booby traps. They have a lot of weapons. And they even learn to camouflage themselves, to blend into the environment, to become unseen. Now, see, one thing about a hunter is they've been hunting for a long time and they've been practicing. See, this rabbit right here in this story is not its first rabbit. And to them, probably not even their greatest catch. Because the greatest catch that they may have gotten is the one that they hold as a prize and place it on their walls and they flaunt it to the world. It's their greatest possession. They show it off, right? The hunter in that story underestimated Shade Queen. Very much so underestimated. It's so unfortunate because the rabbit lives in lives in an environment where there's a lot of hunters. And this hunter was extremely unaware of all of the hunting that was already happening in this rabbit's life. So while this rabbit is already being preyed upon in so many aspects, this rabbit is already, dealing with so much. But the hunter doesn't care. The hunter doesn't ask those type of questions. The hunter gathers friends. behind, you know, the scenery, you know, full not giving the full disclosure of their purpose, you know, of what they're doing. Dham, thank you for coming through, King. Peace and blessings to you. But the friends know that we're gonna maliciously, set up a bunch of traps and lure this rabbit in, you know, whether it be through carrots or, you know, what I would say, relatively. I think the rabbit didn't see the hunter coming. Not at all, Pearly Queen. Not at all. Didn't see the rabbit at all. I mean, the hunter at all. And the rabbit just thinking that, they're with their rabbit friends having a good time and, doing what they saw best, in the moment in their environment. And the hunter came as if it was a part of the environment with their friends, trying to manipulate the situation so that, the rabbit could feel comfortable and not necessarily have their guard up. It's okay, rabbit. You can tell me anything you want to tell me so that I can use it against you in front of everybody and make a fool of you and laugh at you in your face and make you feel small for things that you say. Because I only want to tell people that you feel intimidated because I really want to portray this thought process of you so that I can further validate myself and confirm to others what I already lied and said about you was the truth, even though you didn't know I was saying this shit about you. It's not fair that you didn't even know that you were placed into a competition. You had no idea. But somehow I'm going to portray you as the predator when really you're the rabbit. Terry King, thank you for coming through. See, the rabbit is a genuine soul. The rabbit has no issue or no harm with anyone, and the rabbit knows exactly the environment that it was being placed in, and the rabbit felt very extremely comfortable in that environment. The rabbit was betrayed by a predator who's been camouflaging itself in an environment for far too long. So much so that the other rabbits have not yet to see it. Robin Lots, thank you for coming through, Queen. Peace and blessings. I hope y'all love my How the Rabbit Got the Mother Loving Gun story. And see, this situation right here, even though the rabbit has been preyed upon in so many scenarios in their life, this one right here took the cake. Because in this scenario, the rabbit had a dear friend. The rabbit really cared about that dear friend. And the rabbit had no idea that that dear friend was being preyed upon in other aspects of their life. And I don't even think that that friend even realized it. Candy Kisses, thank you for coming through. But it's this rabbit that now has the gun that realizes it and has a deeper care for that friend now. And that won't change regardless of what was misinterpreted, what was stated, the lies, the deceit, the bullshit, and whatever else that the predators may have placed as traps. Kevin, thank you for coming through, King. Peace and blessings to you. See, here's the thing that we got to understand. And this is one thing that I like about this rabbit. This rabbit doesn't see just the surface. And that's why the hunter failed, because it definitely misunderstood or didn't necessarily take its time to realize how advanced this rabbit is. So now, because this rabbit is so advanced and was able to, see exactly what was happening for what it is, you know, it's time for the hunter to tell no, 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 wait a minute. It's against all of us. This rabbit has the gun. No, the rabbit isn't against everyone. Yes, Kevin. Thank you for coming through. Peace to you, love. It's good to catch you live. I can't wait to hear the message. I know it will be edifying. Most definitely, King. Most definitely. Pearly, thank you for coming through, Rabbit Heart. I spoke to you, Pearly Queen. Super Mr. Troy, shout out to you. And ooh, Kevin, I've been watching your videos too, and I got a lot of. I just be having insight. I really appreciate you, but I'm gonna get back to my story. Okay, you stick around for my story, bro. But I really like your videos. Shout out to you, King. And and I might even give my perspective on a couple of them if you wouldn't mind, bro. But let me finish my rabbit story. Okay. So the hunters, the main hunter, and his friends, they set out to trap this rabbit, and the rabbit starts to feel very uncomfortable in its environment and not quite sure what's going on around it. Start to see things happening that isn't supposed to happen, and start to realize how it's being lured into a trap. And it's not feeling very safe. Now this hunter, who has learned how to camouflage itself, thinks that it's smarter than everyone and everything, and can't be seen for what it is, because this hunter can identify how everything else needs to be seen for everyone else, and can't quite understand how it can be seen for not being what it is. Did y'all know that it's a story behind the saying of the rabbit having the gun? I read it in the beginning, so I want you guys to really tap into that, because it's a true story. It's a short story, but it's a true story. And I'm just opening it up a little bit and giving it my own little sauce, because I know a lot about, the rabbit having the gun. And it's unfortunate because the rabbit is always the underestimated opponent. The one that no one necessarily sees, or no one necessarily expects, and I've been in that scenario quite a few times in my life, and just recently in so many aspects, more than one at the same time. Isn't that extreme? You know what happens when somebody is under that kind of pressure? But see, all of these situations had no idea that they were placing that kind of pressure on one person all at the same time. Nor did they care, nor did they even try to ask. They didn't, people don't give a fuck, right? But this one right here took the cake. This scenario that I'm giving took the cake. Because I got a dear friend that is in dire need to understand. And I've been wanting to get this story off my chest. Because it's a part of my healing process. And I'm going to get past it and I'm going to get through it and I'm going to keep going. But it needs to be known. One thing about Angie ain't never been no fake. And Angie ain't never been no, I'm not no bullshit. I ain't never fold on nobody. And that's one thing you'll never have to question about Angie. Before I fold on anyone, I become silent. Because when I love for real. And my love does not change based upon things that are, less than perfect or not okay. It becomes stronger because now I have something that I need to care for a little bit harder. And so I do that because I know how it feels to be manipulated, lied on, deceived. My kindness taken for advantage. Ain't we heard that in the saga? I don't like being played with. And I don't like when my friends are either. And I don't like when somebody is making it as if they are a friend and they come to me only for me to find out that they're a foe. And let me get back to the rabbit story and see in the rabbit story, the rabbit was separated from his people, isolated. So now that the rabbit has the gun, the rabbit is no longer in concern because what has happened, the hunter, even though the hunter could not take the rabbit out, the hunter won. And that is what this rabbit is really, really, really bothered by. When Candy Kisser said, I've always seen you as a genuine friend, just didn't choose wisely. Most definitely, Candy King. Candy Kissers, we all learn valuable lessons. We all have lessons to learn. I really appreciate your opinion on that. That really means a lot. And that's why I see a lot of growth in me. Because what we're not going to do anymore is yes, Pearly, we learn and grow. We're not going to allow people to take advantage of good people. Good people deserve genuine truth, genuine respect, and not the abuse and the gaslighting of people, not because they care, but because they got caught. The emotions of abusers pulling on your heartstring because ultimately it is not your path that they care about. It is their path that they're trying to push you on. And that's why you feel out of your element. And that's why you have frustration. And that's why you have depression. And that's why you have suffrage. And see, Angie knows this story oh so well. Let me tell you how the rabbit got the gun, Pearly Queen. Let me tell you exactly how the rabbit got the gun. Because I think I was to the point where the friends and the main hunter was mocking the rabbit, especially the main hunter was mocking the rabbit and got so comfortable to where the rabbit couldn't necessarily, the rabbit started to see the mocking. And it was so crazy because the rabbit was so unaware and so shocked to come to find out that it was being mocked by something that was camouflaging itself to be a part of the rabbit's community. It was so hurtful because the rabbit had no ill intent at all. And see, this rabbit, this hunter, not only mocked this rabbit behind the doors with multiple scenarios, but this rabbit went on into their public space in front of everybody they knew and mocked this rabbit in this rabbit's face. This hunter was planning to take this rabbit into a trap to display it in front of everyone and shame it and taunt it while in torment. And this rabbit had no clue that it was being lured into a trap. That's part of my healing that I've been going through lately. And I just can't seem to get away from this shock. But I'm gonna work through it because this rabbit knows um it knows trauma oh so well. And it knows when it's around a deceiver, an abuser, a liar, a scam. And it knows when it's doing it to its friends. And see, none of us are perfect. None of us always do everything right. But you have a deceiver who will make you feel shame for the lack of understanding that you have in a moment after they have deceived you. See, your eyes weren't open until after certain facts, right? But I don't feel no shame. I don't feel no hurt. I just feel greater love for those who need it. Because now I know that it's deeper than rap. And now I know that something needs to change. Because see, now that the rabbit has realized that it's being plotted upon, the rabbit moves swiftly to get out of the way. And see, the manhunter is offended. and feels as if, how dare you get away from my trap to make you look small, to display you, to place you on a platter. How dare you? But the rabbit goes and say, you know what? I really got to heal, man, because I got a lot of hunters are surrounded around me. They closing me in. I'm tired. But this hunter right here dropped the weapon. hmm This hunter right here dropped the weapon. And this weapon is very important because this weapon is the weapon of truth that I don't think certain people around this hunter was aware of. And the rabbit is able to grab it. I think the rabbit's fine. Just watch his surroundings. Yeah, I've cleared out my surroundings completely. Yes, Pearly Queen, most definitely. Because see, this rabbit has a powerful truth with this weapon. And see, that hunter did the first lie by already underestimating the rabbit and informing everyone around this hunter that the rabbit is underestimatable. That was the first deceit. The second lie came after the rabbit decided or found a way to get away. Because now the hunter is feeling or portraying itself to be insulted as if the hunter is the victim. Can you believe that shit? Only to save themselves from the embarrassment of their own truth. And third deceit, the third deceit, the third deceit is how they're going to try to create it as if the rabbit is wrong for feeling some type of way. The rabbit is wrong for feeling some type of way because they had every reason to be a hunter. It's in their nature. They have to eat. But see, the rabbit has every right to feel some type of way because it is the rabbit's life. It is the rabbit's character. It is the rabbit's name that the rabbit lives for. And so now you go to the environment to portray this understanding to them. And then you play the victim and say, well, I realize that the rabbit has the gun now, so I'll do better. I understand where I did wrong. I dropped the ball. I have to improve. And see, what I want to tell the environment that is listening to the buffoonery of this false hunter is that this is abuse. It's gaslighting. It's manipulation. It is weak. And no one deserves to be mistreated and manipulated for this hunter's selfish reasons. Now, remember, this is a story, right? How the rabbit got the gun. It's a story behind this. Okay. Behind this saying. And I just want to expand it, give it my own perspective. And to be honest with you, you know, because I'm a very honest person. I wish that I could, say a lot of things, elaborate on a lot of things, draw you guys closer into my full understanding. Where the hunter came, gun drawn, what the hell? Mm-hmm. Because we live in a world filled with hatred, filled with hurt, filled with selfishness. How people can go on and allow themselves to place ideas upon you and treat you as such for their own selfishness, not giving a fuck how it affects you, or not giving a fuck how it affects the ones around them, only for their selfish gain. Now, cause see, Angie always been a real one. And I'm going to always be a real one. And I'm going to tell you the truth even when you don't like it, because that's how I am. See, my love holds you to a status. It requires you to be the best you. So you ain't going to always like the truth. But I got to give it because I care. And I got to give it for my peace of mind. Because when I stop this part of my healing, I'm not looking back. Because I'm tired of being hurt. And I'm tired of being deceived. And I know it's a lot of people out here who feel the very same way. Yeah, the rabbit hopped and got away. This the one with the gun. I'm gonna hold on to it too. And see, I even got another piece for you, Pearly Queen. With a hunter thought that the rabbit wasn't going bust. But see, the rabbit is used to living in the wilderness. The rabbit is used to seeing lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my! You looking at the rabbit because she's so small and little and cute. But the rabbit been out here with the beast. Rosie, thank you for coming through, Queen. Candy said, it's okay, Angie. That's the price good people have to pay. I feel your pain. Most definitely, Queen. And that's exactly a part of the message. I will not turn my heart cold. I will not turn my heart cold because of the coldness in this world. See, my heart is warmth. It fills me with warmth in the coldest days and the coldest nights. And it fills everyone around me with that same warmth. And you can feel it from miles away. That's right, Pearly Queen. I ain't turning cold for nobody. And if they don't like me, tell them to come and fight me. Cause my love is it's a legacy. My love is something that you can put in history books, and you don't switch up on nobody. Check the resume, and don't nobody owe me nothing for it. But Angie is no longer gonna sit in a place where she just see people. Just look at them over there trying to camouflage, doing they bullshit. Think they know so much. They sound so ignorant. They don't even make no sense. Do they even know they don't make no sense? I bet you if they played it back and actually heard themselves, they probably still wouldn't realize that they ain't made no sense. That's how ignorant they is. People will go around and hurt you for their own sake and have the audacity to feel insulted because you care about yourself. Ain't that some shit? No, people supposed to believe you don't care about yourself because that's the image that I gave them. Well, you got me fucked up, motherfucker. Not only do I care about myself, but I care about everybody that I say I care about too. Yeah, them backstabbers sit there, call you a friend and smile in your face. Want to take from you. Take from you. They don't even know how to properly love you. Come up with reasons as to why loving them is so frustrating because they full of shit. See, loving me seems so easy. They say that that's because they not pushing you. I'd be damn. Love gives you a push, but it gives you a feeling to want to push. It gives you a feeling to be encouraged in pushing. But when you're dealing with gaslighters, manipulators, liars, when you're dealing with people who are illiterate, they learn how to read words and all of a sudden they feel like they know a lot of knowledge, but they ain't yet know how to put it together like you did. They ain't necessarily grasp the idea like you did. They want you to feel like they know more or just as much as you when really they don't know nothing at all because it displays nothing in their character. They portray themselves to be one way, but behind closed doors, they ain't shit. Oh, I know about them type of people right there, boy. I know about them people right there. And you ain't even got to tell me what's going on. And see, that's why I'm so insightful. That's why I'm so enlightened because I've been in these scenarios where people want to live outside as if they're on a podium constantly, as if they're being portrayed in front of the world. And so they have to look and appear as if they are something. And then when they get home, they are the grandest itch in your skull. And then they abuse you with, oh, well, you have to deal with it now. It's definitely played out. And they ain't hold no value to the table since they got here. Just been problems. Creating more problems and more problems and more problems. Oh yeah, I know about them very well. You ain't got to tell me nothing. And never mind the fact that you have your own independent thought about the way you being treated. Because you tripping, you need to go take a seat and think about it. You need to calm down. Oh, fuck that. No, what people need to do is stop coming out here using people, trying to reap the benefits of somebody else's hard-earned life purpose. Tainting somebody else's heart because they have yet to discover their own. How dare you come into the rabbit's life? The rabbit don't even know you. You gonna come into the rabbit's life and try to trick the rabbit out of its own life. And then try to make it seem like the rabbit is mad for being wrong, for being pissed the fuck off. That's crazy. Boy, you a whole trip. Our mental is our greatest asset. Sad people play with it. Most definitely. You ain't playing with mine no more. I can't control what everybody else decide to do. But I know who you not playing with. And see, one thing about this rabbit got gifts. This rabbit has gifts that a lot of people don't know about. I see a lot of things. I know a lot of things before you say it. You ain't even got to say it. This rabbit knows what you're thinking. I'm tapped in. That's why this rabbit ain't lying. That's why when you hear this rabbit speak, this rabbit sounds so correct. Reverse psychology, most definitely, Candy Queen. That's an abusive trait. You setting the people out here to fail. Only for your own selfishness. See, I've been studying psychology for years. I've been a psychology major for years. Not only that, but I have literature has been my minor. I've been in school and college since I've been 18 years old. It's so funny how somebody would think that they would play on my intelligence. And they have not even done the field of studying. See, the rabbit is mad because the rabbit is like, you don't know nothing about me. You know absolutely nothing about me. But you thought that you were going to lure me into this trap to display me in front of the world like a freaking joke. I guess the joke's on you, ain't it? Because now the truth is being discovered in my own work. You want to say that I'm not capable, and I've been showing how I've been capable in so many scenarios than just one. You want to talk about discipline, but I've been disciplined ever since. You want to talk about self-esteem, and not one time have I shown you any lack yet. You want to speak about my fears as if you know this mother of twins, full-time college student, full-time employee, full-time entrepreneur. You want to talk about me as if you know me. You want to talk about me as if you know my financial status. You want to talk about me as if you know what you're talking about and you don't. And that's a very insulting thing because I didn't even do anything to deserve any of it. Why are you trying to guess me? You know, the crazy thing about it is people will say, oh, they're not jealous or intimidated or, they're not envious or insecure. But this rabbit feels that the hunter is weak because everything that it's claiming not to be, it is. And I'm mad. And that's a part of healing, to feel what you're feeling. Because this rabbit has the gun. And I ain't afraid to bust. And I don't care how you turn it around. I know exactly all of your tactics. I know what you're doing. And if anybody is around that is in need to understand abuse, because sometimes we can't necessarily identify what abuse is, especially if we are in it. You let me know and I will show you. Shout out to all the rabbits that have the gun. It's already okay, Queen. I'm great. Because mad is an emotion just as much as happy is. And it's okay to be all of them. Because I know the balance in between them all. This rabbit got a little hood in him, you know what I'm saying? Y'all put them rabbits in the chat. Thank you, Pearly Queen. Shout out to everybody putting the rabbits in the chat. And it's okay to be the rabbit, y'all. It's okay to be pure. Don't let things that go on in this world turn your heart cold because they ain't got no heart. Try to manipulate you as if you're a runner. And the whole time you know that what they were doing to you was wrong. And they ain't grown enough to even acknowledge it. They go to everybody and lie so they can not look like a fool. You know what you did was wrong. People out here being genuine and you sabotaging it. Because you feel stupid. What stupid is, what stupid does. Big dummy. All right, before I even get even further mad, y'all, peace and blessings to all of y'all. I'm out.